Where's Ava?
Ava's not here because she's not interested in your offer to testify against Edward Darby.
I'm not the one who did this to her.
Aren't you? Didn't you pull your typical bullshit to get the original attorney thrown off this case?
To win the damn case?
Well, instead of winning it, it led to Ava being charged with murder.
A charge I got her off of by finding the people who were actually responsible.
Sorry, Harv, but that's not enough. And Ava has no intention of letting you off the hook.
Ava? Or you? We both know you tracked her down because of your lifelong, never-gonna-happen dream to beat me.
I never heard of Ava Hessington until she walked through my door.
Bullshit. You have a subscription to Harvey Specter monthly, and I know it.
Okay, you got me. I knew exactly who she was the second she walked through my door. My chance to take your lunch money.
Well, let me make you an advance payment. Why don't you use this to call your mom and tell her to get the tissues ready, because you're 0-2 against me, and the O isn't the number that's gonna change.
Tanner's opposing Harvey. We need to talk about it.
Who's going to handle it?
I am.
I don't want to step on your toes, but don't we want to consider outside counsel?
We've gone down that road before. Turns out Harvey doesn't play well with others.
Don't I know it. But I still think it's a good idea to have outside counsel in that room.
I don't think it's a good idea to have anyone else in that room.
So you brought me in here to tell me that you don't want me to be a part of it?
I brought you in here to tell you to keep your cool.
I appreciate the condescending words of wisdom, but I've sat in on about 1,000 depositions and I've never broken a sweat.
You've never sat in one with Travis Tanner. You're gonna need a thick skin, because he's gonna try to get under it.
I'm not the one being deposed.
Doesn't matter. Last time he deposed Harvey, it ended with Harvey punching him in the face.
That's Harvey, not me.
And if Harvey hadn't done it, I might have.
What are you talking about?
Tanner knew all about Harvey's mother. Came with a whole story about how I'm Harvey's mother and what Harvey wants to do to his mother. And that story was bull.
I get it. He's not gonna need a bullshit story with me.
This is the result of your actions.
Wait a second, you really did go to him?
I looked into you when I was deciding to hire you. You think I wouldn't do the same thing again when I decided to come after you?
When you looked into me, you found out that whatever I do it to win, and that's all I ever did for you.
What you did was intimidate people, and what it did was backfire onto me. Well, now I've found someone you can't intimidate, and it's backfiring onto you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I don't need to be here for this.
So you came here just to vent at me?
I came here to see if you were at all sorry about the way you handled my case. I see that you aren't, though I imagine you will be once Mr. Tanner gets through with you.
So, prior to her trial starting, you didn't know that Stephen Huntley orchestrated those murders?
No, I didn't.
What if I told you I have evidence that you did?
I'd say you're full of shit.
And whether he knew or not is irrelevant, since Edward Darby stipulated that he knew, making Mr. Specter liable anyway.
Oh, it's relevant. Because 2 days ago, Mr. Specter tried to cut a deal to split off from Edward Darby behind your back. Oh, I see. Harvey didn't tell you.
If Harvey had told me, it wouldn't be going behind my back. And I'm not going to blame him for doing what's in his nature any more than I'd blame you for being an asshole.
Ooh, feisty and hot. Now I get why he can't stay away from you.
Tanner, the last time Harvey knocked you out, you don't start acting like a human being this time, you're gonna have to deal with me.
Hey, I'm not the one who screwed my old girlfriend while she was engaged. Kind of a dick move, Harv.
That's enough.
Wait a second. How come she jumped in and you didn't? She didn't tell you she was engaged. You can't trust the hot ones.
Come after me, Tanner. That's what you're here for.
Oh, I get it. You actually care about her. I think I've gotten everything I need right now. But since it was so much fun, I'm gonna go ahead and reserve the right to do this again. To your knowledge, did Harvey Specter want this merger?
No, he didn't.
And did you try to force it on him because you'd lost to him numerous times and you wanted to get him back?
You're the only one who's trying to get Harvey back for losing, Tanner.
And I'm about to be successful. Isn't it true that while you were engaged, you came to New York and slept with Harvey Specter in an attempt to get him to tell you he loved you and he said no?
That is utter conjecture.
That's why we have these depositions, so I can ask questions about things I'm conjecturing.
You're not asking questions, you're throwing mud.
Am I? The facts are you had a relationship with him in law school. You worked a case against him and shortly thereafter ended your relationship. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to connect the dots.
Tanner.
Did you really think that you could domesticate him? A house in Westchester, Harvey flipping burgers on the weekends? What kind of fantasy land were you living in?
Tanner, that's enough. She's not answering this line of questioning.
Then I'll answer it for her. You loved him, he spurned you, and you set this whole thing up to get him back.
That's insane.
Which part? That you loved him? That he spurned you? Nothing? Well, I guess they're both true. We're just not supposed to believe that you set this merger up out of anger because you knew what was coming down the pike.
I had no idea what was coming down the pike.
Oh, so you're telling me that Edward Darby knew, but his number 2 didn't know?
I was not the only one that Edward Darby relied on. He relied on Stephen Huntley for what happened in the EIR, and they both kept it from me.
Then why am I holding this affidavit with Stephen Huntley's name on it, stating you knew everything?
Because he's a lying son of a bitch. You're a piece of shit. And this is the end of this deposition.
Can you give us a minute? You told me I was wrong about you. How can you do this?
Donna, my life is on the line.
So you'll drag as many people down as you have to save yourself?
Her freedom isn't at stake.
No, but her reputation is.
She'll survive.
You're lying about her.
Yeah, I am.
Stephen, I'm gonna ask you this one more time. If anything you ever said to me was true, please don't do this.
I'm sorry, Donna. I have to.
You get what we need?
No, she didn't.
Actually, I did.
What are you talking about?
You might not know this, but every conversation in this particular facility is recorded, with an exception made for attorney-client privilege.
And as you pointed out, we're not your attorneys.
Donna told me that Stephen's affidavit is dead.
It is, but it doesn't matter because Tanner's gonna keep coming after you unless we sign this.
You never signed this.
Scottie, you may not believe this, but if the decision were mine, I would. Jessica, she wouldn't even consider it.
I should have known. This is about you getting me to split you off from Edward so you can convince Ava to stop coming after you.
But this isn't about that.
Then what is it about?
I can't stand to see them come after you.
Bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
You think I can't take it?
Look, you're not listening to me, okay? I can't take it. Scottie, Tanner can only come after you if Ava lets him come after you, and Ava's only letting him come after you to get to me. Take the shackles off and let me convince her this fight isn't with me, it's with Edward.
Okay, Harvey. Okay, you win. Shackles are off.
Did you fire me for refusing to bribe witnesses on your behalf?
You're under oath.
Don't answer that.
I wouldn't. It's a federal crime.
She doesn't have to. Like I said, we're not bound by privilege. And I've got 3 witnesses, including your friend Stephen Huntley, who testified to it in open court.
You want to throw stones, Ava? We've got some rocks of our own.
What are you doing, Harvey?
I'm talking to your client off the record.
No. On the record or not at all.
No, let him speak. I want to hear what he's got to say.
Ava, you can come at us, and we can come at you. But I don't want that. You wanted to know if I'm sorry? I am. I am sorry I didn't listen to you. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. I am sorry that my history with Cameron put a target on your back. But I am not sorry that I did everything in my power to help you every chance I got. If you don't believe that, then keep coming. But if you do, I'm asking put your anger where it belongs. Tanner, I hope you still have that quarter I gave you, because I think it's time to call your mom.
Harvey.
Fantastic.